And welcome back to another episode of the Green White Checkered Podcast. I'm Andrew. I'm joined with Austin, Zach, and Joe, and that was some good timing there, Zach.
Hello.
Nobody
Clutch.
thought. Perfect. We're back again this week to talk about some NASCAR action. We had a race at the Coliseum in LA. It a little earlier than normal. They knew there was life-threatening rain, as the Weather Channel called it, and NASCAR actually decided to move it up a day to Saturday night.
Unprecedented.
It was. I don't think it's
Indeed.
ever happened before. I applaud them. Got to give it to
Great
them.
decision.
I don't. I'm mad about it.
You missed it, didn't you?
I missed it because I had a friend's birthday thing. We're up at the lake house, and I'm sitting there the whole time like, oh, maybe I can catch the heat races, like, catch it on TV on the side so no one else wants to watch it. And then I literally wake up the next day, little, feeling all right. Put on the soccer game in the morning, the main U game, and then like, all right, well, now I got some time. Then I'll watch the Clash, pull up the NASCAR app, and it's like, winner, Denny Hamlin. I'm like, well, what? I was like, how did I miss that? So it's good to know it's changed. It wasn't just me being a complete idiot, but yeah, it was a horrible decision by NASCAR because it affected me.
Yes. And for the three people on Twitter that said they should have waited, it is still pouring rain in Los Angeles. I'm looking at the radar right now. So we would still be waiting on racing.
Absolutely 10 out of 10 call by NASCAR for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even think about until I was listening to the teardown. Bianchi said something about, even if the track were to be dry Wednesday, that doesn't necessarily mean they can race because like emergency personnel and vehicles could be relocated if there's some sort of situation in the area. I didn't even think of that. So like,
did we get a timestamp on that? It took 2 minutes and 10 seconds for Zach to mention another podcast.
Yeah. Listen, I'm informed. It's NASCAR season. I was speed running podcasts today, boy. I hit them all. But it was just a good point that I didn't even think about. Like, because I think when NASCAR has like a race at Daytona or whatever, like it's like at track personnel, right? Like the AMR safety crew.
Yep.
That's all like AMR people. But I guess at LA, it's like actual local medical personnel and all that stuff. So
Right.
Yeah, that could have even caused an issue besides the track being dry or wet.
Yeah, I think they said the rain started about 9 o'clock their time. So I don't know, 11 o'clock mine, midnight yours. But I saw videos of the LA River at like 10 o'clock in the morning there and 3 o'clock. And I've never seen the LA River with water in it. This thing was almost about full, like over the edges, everything. It was like, holy fuck. Like,
yeah,
great decision to, just get it in. Now we can talk about it, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else you could do. Like
No.
It sucks for the people that bought tickets, had to fly out and all that stuff, but there's really no other choice to be made.
Yep.
No, absolutely the right call.
I feel like people though aren't flying in Sunday morning for a race though.
That's true.
I agree. If you're going to LA,
there were some people saying that they were flying in Friday night or Saturday or whatever. I mean, no,
Friday,
they were flying in the day of, but
yeah.
I mean, still, like I don't know. I've never. Fun fact.
I'm sure it's
fun, so I don't know how all that ticket stuff works. Joe,
I could see a lot of people having, if you're going to LA, you're probably going to do some stuff besides just go to the NASCAR race. So I could see people, especially when they said there was no one going to be let in the heat races. I'm sure people, when they heard that, like, well, let's get tickets to go to some show or make plans to go out here during that day or whatever. And then suddenly, we can go to the heat race. Well, we already have these plans. Oh, suddenly the race is on Saturday. Well, crap. Now we already bought these other tickets. So I could see stuff like that happening, of course, for a lot of people, more so than I could see people who are flying in Sunday morning. But, end of the day, you're going to be missing people no matter what, but it's better than missing the entire event for rain,
Yeah.
And I posted a video, it was from Twitter, of the announcement at the track that they were moving the race to the day, that day. And everybody there was really excited. Like, you could just hear the cheers and applause, and
they were all there for free.
Also true.
A free NASCAR race, and especially something like this. I mean, that's amazing.
Speaking of, for all the bitching on Twitter about opening them heats up, there's like nobody there. Now, in their defense, I do think that the heats weren't supposed to start until like 7 or something like that. And like when I was seeing it real empty, it was like 5, 6 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, it started like an hour and a half early, I think.
Yeah, so maybe people just weren't there yet, but still.
Actually, that's practice started an hour and a half early. So yeah, I don't know about the heat races.
Yeah, I forget when I mean, it conveniently worked out for NASCAR because they already had like the TV time slot for the heat races and stuff like that they just switched the race to. But yeah, I forget the full time schedule, but I think like a lot of the good action for Saturday wasn't planned to start until like, I don't know, maybe 7 Eastern or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know, like Facebook again, it's the worst, but there's all these people taking pictures of like the practice sessions and it only show like the first 10 rows of seats and they're empty. And oh, look at nobody showed up. And it's like, dude, that's practice on a Saturday when the races weren't supposed to happen. Like show at the end of the race. And I mean, there was a good crowd. It wasn't empty.
Right. Well, and that's what I mean. I would have kind of liked to see like if it played out normal, was the crowd for the heat races? Because I think that's when most people would have showed up. Maybe not necessarily practices, but I think you would have had a decent turnout for the heat races. But
yeah,
I guess we'll never know.
100%. But if it did rain, NASCAR ditched the rain package. Just rain tires now.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't understand. Like, I don't understand anything with the rain package. I don't get it. Like, why would you why ditch the windshield wipers and mud flaps and all that all together? Like, you can just bolt them on. Like, I never understood why they were mandatory to be on the car to begin with.
We always had competition cautions. Why can't you do that and throw on the wiper blades?
Right. NASCAR doesn't let the teams figure out rain by themselves. They have to hold their hand anyway. So you have your competition caution to change your rain tires. So put on your rain gear. And I just never understood that whole thing. And then we also had all this stuff, and we never planned on racing in the rain anyway, because they only ever raced in damp conditions or like drying conditions.
Well, that's my thing. Is
I don't know why NASCAR's so terrified of it.
Yeah, we've had all this stuff, and then last year we had the chance to use it, and we pretty much fully dried the track. And then they're like, "Yeah, go out on rain tires." Like, no,
they're like, "Wow, these rain tires aren't lasting
15 minutes
all.
early." Yeah, exactly. Like they're melting them, which actually made the race good because they were sliding around. But the rain package, if you got it, use it. And now we're doing this half-assed bullshit where it's like, if it's a damn track, we can throw on some tires. It's like, just get rid of it altogether then.
I mean, the pinnacle of motorsport also does the same crap where they have wet tires and intermediate tires, but if it's anywhere close to wet conditions, then they can't, postpone the race and then, wait till they get to intermediate, and even then it's hardly wet at all. I think there's just almost a over caution, maybe not even over caution. There's a lot of caution, I guess, these days with these kind of motorsports, people racing in the rain, maybe just like over safety or whatever. But it just seems like that's seems to be a common theme right now with motorsport. I think maybe that's not even connected. I think in NASCAR just said it's a new thing and they're trying to figure it out because it's the first time in 75 years that they've done rain tires, I guess. But I don't know. It's a lot. But that could definitely be part of it.
That reminds me, F1 at Spa.
The one lap race. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get it at a certain point because you have an issue where spray and visibility is real bad, especially in Formula One or anything really, anything top tier motorsports.
Yeah, Coda.
NASCAR. The spray gets so gnarly you can't see anything, which is that's fair. But I mean, I don't know. I just wish they spent all this time in developing this wet weather stuff. Like, just be a little more adventurous with it. Take a little bit of a chance. I get not going out there. Oh, it's pouring rain. No, we're not going to go out there and race on Martinsville. But there's a little bit of a drizzle. Why not give it a shot? See what happens. And if they say on the radio, this is bad, we can't do this, then throw the caution and you tried it. That's it. Bring them down pit road and just wait. I don't know. It's just they just seem to do this like weird half dance with it where they kind of have it and they want to use it, but not really.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah. In my mind, if you have it, use it. But I'm not the head of NASCAR.
You gotta find the limit, right? Like, I mean, because I think that's what they're terrified of is they don't know, right? They don't know where the limit is for this. What can it do? What can it not do? And You can't find out till you try it.
I mean, they've had practices where they wet the track at Martinsville. So, I mean, I feel like they know some kind of limit. But I don't know.
I wonder how wet it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But I don't think NASCAR is going to be actually racing in the rain anytime soon. It's just going to be damp conditions where they put wet tires on for 20 laps until it dries out.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to the racing. Noticed right away in practice that they're not shifting gears, which, one of our main complaints last year with the short tracks was they're shifting gears. If you made a mistake, you just downshifted, get off the turn and go. That wasn't happening. And
I don't understand
I felt
how.
like it helped. I don't either.
Understand how. Like, what did they do anything?
I don't know.
Remember
I'm wondering. Briscoe tried it in practice.
Change?
I don't know if they made it really long to where it just doesn't help to shift, but
I mean, they're probably in what gear were they sitting in? I guess
that I don't know.
Because I think they said third.
That's what I'm saying. If they're in third, there might be a, I don't know. I'm just thinking there might be a bigger gap between second and third than there is between fourth and fifth. So when we go to something like Martinsville, we're still going to see the same thing where they're downshifting from fifth to fourth in the corners. Whereas here, it doesn't make sense to go from third to second,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no idea. I didn't hear. The last thing I heard was they were supposed to do some sort of, I don't know, drive axle or some nonsense in Phoenix, but they never tested it. So I don't know. But they weren't shifting, so yay that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we saw passing, which
we did.
Was kind of cool. I mean, Blaney went from last to third or something like that. Yeah.
I think he made up a lot of his spots on restart and lane choices. But yeah, I mean, there's still good passing. You can still root and gouge people out of the way, which is good because the cars are so planted. So we did see some people getting kind of shoved up out of the way, which that's a good sign.
Well,
we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, we had some beef because of that.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, there was
you wouldn't know it if you watched the Fox broadcast because
so
I don't know what the hell they were showing, but
they talked about it.
Do we need to bring back our Fox blunder of the week? That being the whole broadcast.
It would be too long. It would be too long of an episode.
The whole broadcast besides Kevin Harvick.
The flood was the entire thing.
It was bad this week. If you watched the broadcast, I'm sorry, but
I did.
Right off the bat when we started I did too. Started the second segment, they talked about Ricky Stenhouse getting out of his car and going over to John Hunter Nemechek and had some words. Well, you're not supposed to get out of your car. And I did see a video of somebody recording it. He took the window net down and shook John Hunter's helmet. So, yeah. So, Fox missed it, of course. They just talked about it. Ricky was not happy. And then the other on-track stuff all kind of happened right at the end. It was, again, Ricky Stenhouse. And who did he get? He got McDowell. That's who it was. He spun McDowell at the end. They had some words. Then you had, on the final restart, you had the Logano-Gibbs thing, which, in my mind, I think everyone's kind of blown out of proportion. But maybe it's not.
What do you mean blown out of proportion? In which direction?
I mean, Gibbs just slid up the track.
Yeah.
It's not like he dumped Logano.
No, and it's coming from Joey. Like, Joey, are you serious right now?
The king of using people up is mad that someone used him up.
Were you there, Joey, at Darlington in 2022 when you just shoved Byron out of the way? Who was driving that car that day? I can't remember.
I saw a Gibbs quote that said, "I've watched Joey do it my whole life."
Denny Hamlin's back.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it was just Gibbs said that, and it was a quote from him saying he's watched Logano do it his whole life. So, it's accurate. I mean, you think about it.
It is. Yeah. There was
Logano's an asshole on track, and
he just wants to make a big show of it too, because when they're on their Ty's trailer hauler, Ty was trying to kind of all right, let's go in the trailer and talk about it, and Joey just wanted to stand out there in front of all the cameras and make a big show about it. It's just, shut up, Joey. Jesus Christ.
And then the other overreaction was the Ross and Reddick thing. And again, Fox talked about it, but didn't show it. I don't know what the hell Ross expected Reddick to do there. So what happened was Bubba got spun out. Everybody kind of just tried to funnel through, and Reddick caught underneath Ross, and they rubbed fenders, and that was it. But then Ross runs Reddick up into the wall after the checkered flag. Overreaction to me.
I mean, Ross would have went for the gap. So I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, he wrecked Kyle Busch at Talladega last year because who was Busch following? I think it was Ricky. He was following Ricky, and he ran out of gas or something like that. Checked up the lane, and Ross shoved it in and sort of went 4 wide and pushed him up into the wall and stuff like that. I think it was Kyle Busch. Can't remember. I mean, Ross goes for gaps, so it's I don't know why he was so bad about it.
If gap car.
Yep.
Yeah. Early in the season to be getting all torqued up.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ricky getting into it with 2 people already is just kind of blowing my mind.
Yeah.
A guy on a team like that, you want all the friends you can going into Daytona, but especially somebody like McDowell, you want that guy on your team.
Right. You really think McDowell would be a great ally, really, because he's sort of in the same situation as you, right? You're part of a manufacturer, but on the sort of outside of the cool kids, if you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not on the Penske or the RFK or whatever. And just Ricky's not on, he's not a Hendrick car or RCR car. So, them little teams, yeah, you're right. Might not be good getting beef with them right now.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, that whole FRM team, pretty good at play tracks. Todd's shown that he can be up there top 10.
True. And
he can push. So I don't know. I'd try to be making friends with FRM, not making enemies.
Yeah. Everybody's really mad for just getting back off an off season.
Dude, right?
First race of the year, all torqued up.
It should be interesting the rest of the season. I mean, the whole Logano Gibbs thing, if that carries over, it's going to be a main storyline, I think, for this season. But
I hope so. I hope Ty wrecks him. I'm gonna love it.
Dude, me too.
I'm buying a T-shirt. I'm buying Ty Gibbs T-shirt. I'll do it.
See, and that's the thing. I hate Ty Gibbs, but I hate Logano more, and so I'm just kind of I'm here for it, and I'm gonna cheer either way. They can just wreck each other every race. I'll be happy.
I get people hate Ty Gibbs, but I mean he did pretty good last year. He kept his nose clean. He didn't get in too many scuffles. He just ran pretty well, especially towards the end of the season. I mean, I guess him and Logano were beefing at the end of the season. That's what this is all sort of stemming from. But other than that, it's not like he's out there wrecking people. He wasn't running his mouth. He's doing all right. He's doing everything he needs to do. So, whatever. Everybody needs to grow up. And I mean, being a 19-year-old kid entering NASCAR, I feel like I'd do some really dumb shit if that was me. So, sort of whatever.
Yeah, at the end of the season, honestly, Gibbs was doing really well. I expect a lot of him this season. I think he's going to get a couple wins, possibly.
Oh, yeah.
Final 8.
He showed it. He showed it. I mean, he had a couple little, rookie mistakes, young guy mistakes, but he showed he could lead a race and had speed. So,
yep,
he might be one to watch.
Yeah, I definitely have a Gibbs future for championship. Just kind of go out, and hope for the best. But I think he's going to have a good season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And should we close out the clash with? Oof. It's Kyle Busch's old one, isn't it?
No, Ben Bayshores with where did Ben go? He's not with Ty. He's with somebody else. I think Ben Bayshores with Sheldon Creed.
Oh, really?
I think. Okay. I don't know.
Chris Gale.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think Ben's in Xfinity. I want to say he's with Creed, but I can't remember.
That's an interesting combo. I don't know. Zach will have to keep us updated with Creed this year because I'm not the biggest Creed fan. But I know he's.
I like Creed.
The movie's good. Sheldon, I don't know.
Great movies. I like him too.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, that's one of the big Xfinity changes that I'm interested to see what happens. He's going to have a good week next week.
He's in the best cars, so he should do good.
Yeah. Honestly, that whole team. I'm getting off topic here, but RCR, Daytona, Xfinity. Oof. You got Austin Hill and Creed now.
No, I was talking about Creed's on JGR.
That's right. He just changed. He's off RCR. Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. God.
That's what I'm saying. JGR has
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fast Xfinity cars for the last few years.
Yeah.
They've been the team to beat. So he should have a good year.
Dude, it should be. Daytona's gonna be good. Xfinity.
It is.
Like I tried to find the entry list, and there's gonna be some decent cars going home. So, I wish NASCAR was that way, but we have the charter system, which sucks balls. Denny Hamlin wins.
He
Anybody
does.
got comments on that? Toyota, new car, wins right off the bat.
Congrats to our fellow podcaster, Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Apparently he also.
I don't know if anybody's heard, but he has a small little podcast. He runs Action Detrimental, just a couple listeners.
Yeah, we like to shout out some like smaller podcasts on our
Yeah.
Be sure to check his out, I guess.
No free ads though. No free ads.
Yeah. So, but no, that's cool. I don't know, man. I got a feeling for Denny this year. He's healthy. I think he's 100% for the first time in a long time because he's had that shoulder thing going on. He's got that fixed. So, and if this Toyota's fast, watch out. I think this year is his year to win the championship. If he doesn't win it, I don't think he ever gets one. I think this is the year for him to do it.
Wow.
Did I just do stuff?
You just
Something
did stuff.
happened.
Oh, my bad. I meant to type something in the private chat, and I just started typing someone all. But
in case for those of you listening, strictly listening, we do live stream these around 9:30 to 10, somewhere in there is when we start on our YouTube, our Twitter,
Facebook.
For frequency's sake on Facebook.
Yes.
I forgot to share it. I meant to share it on our Facebook, but
I think I got a Facebook notification. I assumed it was this.
Anyway, feel free to tune in, live stream, comment. We try to read the comments as we go too, so you could be featured in an episode, basically.
Yeah.
That's on your bucket list for 2024. So make sure you join in. Yeah,
definitely. We had Brandon on, during some text chats here last week, and it was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, for frequency's sake, FFSQC on the Facebook, if you want to look them up. They're also on all the other stuff, Twitter, YouTube. Check them out, especially if you're a football fan. They got a bunch of cool stuff going on. A lot of Super Bowl stuff.
Only NASCAR? Are we the only NASCAR thing?
So they have Fast Money, which is a betting podcast with Rob of, I want to say he's, was it SGN, Sports Gambling Network? So, great podcast voice. So, yeah. Okay. He's got the radio voice, the really deep sounding. Like,
did we announce our joining of the conglomerate last week?
We did.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Yep. We were part of for frequency's sake.
Yeah, we're big time now. So
yeah. We turned down Dirty Mo and
we did.
Yeah.
Over here.
we don't want their money.
Still open to offers if they want to try to counter, but
Yeah, if they want to come back and try again, they're more than welcome.
We'll hear them out, but
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Denny Hamlin winning. So actually, that's going to bring up another point that we completely forgot to mention, which would be the documentary. In the documentary, his dad showed that he got a cigar from Michael Jordan that said, "Break when Denny wins the championship." Do you think that gets broke this year?
I am making my championship pick. I know I was a little sideways in one of our earlier podcasts. I think I said Kyle Busch wins the championship, but my sober mind championship pick is Denny Hamlin this year.
It's a good start.
To the fence now.
Yeah. Good pick.
And I think, like I said, I think if he doesn't win it this year, then he never gets one.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
His age has got to catch up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know how related, but FedEx seems to be kind of on their way out too. So
they're definitely stepping back. They used to, I mean, they full on sponsored his hauler. They had that whole boxcar thing. I mean, they're still on the hauler. There's still a FedEx name, but it's not like a FedEx hauler. They have the Mavis logo and other stuff on there. So it's more shared. And to Joe's point, they don't really sponsor that many races anymore. It seems like they're pulling back more and more. Denny said on his podcast that Mavis is picking up more races, which means somebody's dropping races. So yeah, it seems like FedEx might be out. Speaking of his sponsor, that Sports Clip car looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I agree.
New
Again, all the
growing on me.
Toyotas. Yeah.
I kept seeing this stuff on Twitter, like we all owe the Toyota an apology. I don't think so. No, we don't, because that first Camry without the connected nose, like the
Looked
connected
awful.
looked terrible.
Yeah.
So we were right. We were right in our criticism.
New Ford looks bad though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little eye mascara or whatever the hell is going on there.
Yeah, the
We got to get rid of it.
Yeah, the black under the lights just is not. I don't know. It just looks just crappy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like with some of these cars, and again, I don't know if I paid much attention to the new like actual Mustang, but I think with at least some of these cars, like the grill kind of at least still kind of looks like a grill that just is, very clearly a sticker. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Also, I know we were talking about this earlier, but in iRacing and trading paints, apparently it's not a stamp on when you're making a scheme, so you can remove that black stuff from the designs. It's made some really cool ones, but I just saw a tweet saying that that's coming around, being removed in the next update. So
I was just about to say.
Is it really?
Yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense why they're doing it, but there goes them
It
actually
sucks
looking
because
cool
I
in
was gonna
iRacing.
make a Mustang with an R2R grill because I saw one. I was like, oh my god, it looks so good. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. Idiot.
So for those wondering, I'll pull this up. What we're talking about is this little, I think somebody just called it eyeshadow. I like
mascara.
Yeah.
Mascara.
Accurate,
I mean,
probably.
I agree. You get rid of that, it'd look pretty sick. So
yeah.
You got a trading paints on the ready, so you can show one.
hold on. I actually do, because I shared one. Give me 2 seconds and I'll bring it up. Oh, actually, no.
Compare and contrast.
I don't. I'm lying.
Liar.
I shared the other thing, the Dodge Charger paint scheme.
Yeah.
But no, if they get rid of that little black, whatever the hell, the car looks so much better. It makes no sense to me why you would force.
It doesn't even look good on the production.
Or should we say Ford? Get it? Because
Ford. Yeah, got it.
I don't know how to do this. So here.
I got one. There you go.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I love that look.
Like, I don't even like it on the production car. I just put one in our Discord chat. I don't know how easy that would be for you to
Yeah, I don't even know the production.
So it's actually on the production car?
Yeah.
It just looks so much cleaner without it.
It really does. I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
That still does cup car. Look at like the actual.
You got to take away the NASCAR word.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
The NASCAR word.
Weird. I keep getting cup cars.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Not. It looks fine in white. Like it looks better.
It looks okay, but that's just because it goes well with that color. It's not.
It's dark and light. You got a nice contrast there, so it's not as
goofy.
But you go with any other colors, I don't know.
Maybe it'll grow on us as we go, but I don't know. It just doesn't look good to me right now. So, but it's gonna be fast. I mean, it's gonna be fast. So that's what matters.
Yeah, that thing's gonna be a missile on the 1.5.
Which is why Michael McDowell is gonna win the Daytona 500 again. So,
dude,
I'm curious to see how they do on the on the super on the super speedways, just because like I feel like they're gonna have a lot more downforce on that front end.
Right.
So I don't know if that'll help them or not, or I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be an exciting 500.
The little lip is gonna catch some air and make some downforce. So.
Oh yeah, that's like they're gonna be rockets at like your 1.5s and whatnot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see racing at a real track, and not to say the Clash isn't. I'm just saying a bigger track with aero.
I mean, it literally isn't a real track. They build it.
It isn't. I know, but the awful world of Facebook keeps saying not a real track, and it bothers me because they race there, which makes it a real track. Yeah. But that's all I have for the Clash.
Speaking of a real
except
track,
for go ahead.
No, I was saying what you're about to say. Speaking of a real
here we
track.
go.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, where's he going with this?
We're all
Exactly where you're
confused.
going with it. That's what I
This is
said.
The smoothest segue
Yes.
to ever be documented. Right here.
Yeah. We have an OnlyFans question of this week from Brent.
Woo!
If you could choose where NASCAR Cup Series Clash would be in 2025, where would it be?
Ooh.
I'm gonna start. Let's go with Austin.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Put you on the
I
spot.
mean, it's hard because my first thought was something like a Wilkesboro or Rockingham or some of these old tracks, but I feel like that's the vibe we kind of want to go for an all-star race, right? That's kind of what we talked about before. Is let's keep bringing it to other old kind of tracks, like retired tracks. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if there's a great answer. I think that the selfish answer is if we're going to take it away, if we're going to take the all-star race away from Charlotte still, why not kick off the season at a place that's near all the teams? That's the NASCAR capital. Why not kick off the season there? You know what I mean? Like, so to me, Charlotte would be cool. Even if you did the little freaking like Legends Oval, you know,
cool.
on the pit straight and everything. That'd be I don't know.
Yeah.
It's about the same size as the LA Coliseum, if not bigger. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of the selfish answer, but I think it would make sense. And one of our main complaints with the Clash being in LA is teams having to go across the entire country for the first race of the season, and then the exhibition race, not even the actual race of the season. They come all the way back to Daytona, or back to Charlotte, then back to Daytona. So why not just keep it local? Start off in NASCAR capital and save teams some money, and do that. So that's my answer. Selfish or not, that's my answer.
I obviously, I'm Charlotte boy, so I would love that, but maybe I'm a traditionalist. I still like Daytona, and I get it. Oh, they'll tear their shit up, but like like we grew up watching speed weeks, right? They had 2 weeks of Daytona, and the Clash used to be pole winners only, which I think is what it should go back to. And if you want to include race winners, whatever, but you had that, you had all the practice, all the qualifying, the duels, and all that. Now we don't have practice for Daytona. We don't have we have qualifying, but we don't have the Clash. Was like, oh, they're qualifying and they're doing a quick race. Oh, now it's a big race. It's like, okay, now it's here. You're not building it up, and doing it at a made up short track across the country is not getting me lit for the 500.
Right.
So Daytona, I know that's a boring answer. I would love to like Wilkesboro, but like you said, that's definitely more of like all-star race vibes. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so good.
Oh, good.
I was gonna say, to the point of not being excited for the race, I agree. Like I'd missed the Clash, and I was like, oh well, and kind of moved on.
Yeah.
From it.
Well, and even. And like I was with my college buddies, like we're like away for a weekend, and I'm like, oh cool, like the Clash got moved up, like we can watch it. And I was like, one of them was sleeping, one was cooking dinner, and it was like, like it was okay racing, but it's not like, hey guys, look, the NASCAR,
right.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I agree with Joe. I think you take it back to Daytona. I think you can change things to make it more interesting. Like I was just thinking about like why is it 75 laps? It doesn't have to be that long. Like, don't give them enough
50.
time to sit around, run. Give them less than a fuel run.
Yeah.
30 laps, run around.
Sure.
So there's urgency. There's no riding around. And I think we also have to temper our expectations of what the Clash is. Like, it's not this big slam bam barn burner race. It's a preseason game. Like we always like to talk about football. It's just a preseason game. And how exciting are those? It's just fun to watch because all right, cars are back on track. Let's get back into it. And like Joe said, it's building excitement for the 500. The whole thing with speed weeks is like you would have qualifying, the Clash, and the shootout, and like each event was more important than the last, and a bigger event than the last.
I forgot about the shootout.
As you build to the 500, and me. If it's my show, I'm bringing it back to the Sunday before the 500. If you have to move the schedule out so that you're not going up against, the Super Bowl, whatever, do that. Because I mean, right now the Sunday before the 500 is the Super Bowl, so push the schedule out.
Yeah,
I get that. So push the schedule out a week. Have the Clash a week before the 500, like it used to be. That way, it's closer. If anything happens, if there are any rivalries or any any beef going down, like that stuff carries over. There's storylines, people are still hot. They remember it. Like it's all about the buildup, right? Like I don't think the Clash is meant or was ever meant to be like its own huge event. Like I don't know.
No. Or hell, even do it if the Super Bowl is still going to be the week before. Do it the Saturday night before. Saturday night race.
Saturday night, and if you want to do like, I think you go back to pole winners, but you still could do like a heat races kind of thing. You could do almost like a mini duel. You split the field in half, run 2 15-lap heats, top 10 make it with a couple provisionals for something. That could be something. I don't know, but it's just, to me, it should just be at Daytona. If you want a Coliseum type vibe, run a short track on the backstretch, like they used to do for what was that, the K&N series or Super Late models that used to run on the backstretch. You could build a temporary track,
beach or something like that. I think they called it.
Yeah, you could make a little short track on the backstretch for the Cup cars, and I'm sure it could be torn down in less than a week.
Would be a great idea, except they tore down the backstretch grandstands, so don't have those anymore.
I mean, you can put temporary grandstands, put 5,000 seating in. Make seating exclusive, because I think that one of the things that makes the Clash look bad is you have Daytona, which has 80 million seats, and you only get like 5,000. Now all of a sudden you make the event 5,000 seating. You give it exclusivity.
Well, speaking of exclusivity, like we said, it used to be pole winners only. So it could be
make the ticket exclusive as well. It's a rare ticket to get.
Because now it's like, what if Chase doesn't win a pole and Napa's medal? It's like, well, tell Chase to go faster then. Like I get it, you're gonna half the field sponsors aren't gonna get that airtime, but then like you said, you can do pole winners and then do a heat race and top 5 get in or something like that.
Right.
So then they still get their sponsor time. I don't know. But
and now if you go back to pole winners, now you make qualifying throughout the year a little bit more exciting.
Yep. You sure do.
Yeah.
Because now there's actually something on the line other than just starting up front for the race. You qualify for the Clash. Awesome. So I don't know. I just think we're too hell bent on like us as fans, I think, are demanding too much from the event. And I think NASCAR is trying to accommodate that and build something big and brash and fantastic. And it doesn't have to be. You have the 500 in less than 2 weeks. Like that's your big deal.
Yeah, I miss speed weeks. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I was always sick for that week and a half. Didn't go to school a lot. But yeah. But at the same time, you got to look at the last couple of years at Daytona, the Clash. Nobody was showing up. They're racing, not exciting because everyone's doing the single file thing until 1 or 2 laps to go because
75
they don't
laps
want to wreck
too long.
Yeah, they don't want to wreck their car. So I like the idea of shortening to 30 laps. Honestly, what I'd like to see is maybe 40 laps with half a tank of fuel, so they got to make a quick pit stop. But I think if we did something like that, I still think you're going to have a lot of single file. So
right.
Why the hell? I wanted to say the F word, but hell, are we not paying for this freaking race?
Yeah,
the Clash did not pay what a full race would. So this is like, make it like the All-Star race, but even the All-Star race, I think, needs to pay more. $1 million is not anything in this day and age, right?
Right.
And the driver's not even really getting it. It's going to the team owner because they have some contract bullshit now where the team owners get everything and the driver gets, a percentage. So,
and
I don't know, more money.
And just to kind of, I don't want to cut off your opinion here, but just to sort of lean into that idea of like cost savings and money and stuff like that. If you have an event where you don't need live pit stops, you don't have to bring the pit crew down, just like the Clash. They don't have to take the pit crew out. I think it's only like road crew that goes out, like engineers and stuff like that, and a couple of mechanics. So you got that, and also you're going to Daytona in a couple of weeks, so I'm sure there's some sort of logistics thing that makes it more efficient. Maybe you can take some equipment down and pre-set up for the 500 or for the week, and save some money there. And I think, to Andrew's point, you want guys to really race for it, pay them.
Right.
Put something on the line.
Yeah, well, it's like, and obviously, $1 million is not, but like even throw $500K, bonus straight to the driver, right? And I don't know, contracts, whatever, right? Make it worth it, and obviously pay other people out a decent amount, but you gotta put something on. Like right now, it's just, you won the Clash, cool. It's
I think
not
you
what
gotta. I think the Clash should sort of pay. Shouldn't really be directed at the driver as much as it is towards the teams. Then team owners can go to Daytona and say, you know what, wreck a car. I don't care. We're racing for a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Because you can almost sort of tell. It's kind of like just watching like a few clips. It almost like you can almost sort of see like where somebody's like, I don't want to wreck a race car for this anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just like with the single file stuff and whatnot. Make it worth it. Make them want to go out there and fight for it, and make the race short so there is no riding around. All that stuff.
Yep.
So I just realized we missed something in the previous episode. Justin Haley, or previous section. Justin Haley figured out what Rickware racing equipment is.
He was doing good though. To their credit,
He was in fifth.
He was doing good in their equipment before whatever happened.
Yeah.
So I mean, who knows? Maybe Rickware Racing is going to show up with something this year.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Okay. So back on to where the Clash could go. My thought here is obviously I like Daytona, and I was kind of thinking off the wall here because like Bowman Gray, something like that. It's too cold. We've raced in Japan. I was like, that'd be kind of cool. It's still a little cold in Japan.
That's a long fucking way to go.
It is. Australia.
Oh.
We do like an early January or late December Clash in Australia. Because we're all about new markets, right? NASCAR's trying to expand. We got the Mexico Series racing in LA. So
it's a good combo too, because it's a new market, but it's also like, I mean, if there's any country that has NASCAR fans, it's Australia. I mean, Danny Rick, he's a big NASCAR fan. So,
and we got all these Australian drivers coming over now to race NASCAR. Like the fans that's going to be bringing in. Whew.
I feel like if you're going that far, though, you got to do like a real race, not like an exhibition thing.
I agree.
That's what NASCAR did in Japan, was a full length race. So fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I don't think you do that for the Clash. I think you do a proper race. Maybe even you're all the way over there. Do a couple. Why not?
Yeah,
true.
I mean, see if you could sort of link up with the supercars and what they're doing. I don't know when they run, so I don't know if our schedules are. They got to overlap, right?
I think they're going right now. I mean, it's 75 degrees and sunny there, from what I just looked up.
Yeah, so. I don't know. Maybe there's something you can do there. Maybe not. But I think if you're going all the way over to Australia, give them a real race.
I do think you'll have a good point, kind of on it. Back to a point I think Zach made and Andrew too, about like the expectations for the Clash is, I think that we maybe even expect it to be like this slam bang start to the season,
right?
But it's not. That's Daytona. It's like this is like the warm up. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going into a workout and jumping straight to the heaviest weight you can lift. You're starting with easier stuff and working your way up. So it's like the same thing with the Clash. This is like your warm-up race. This is how you're getting ready for the season, kind of getting people a little bit, all right, cool, this is happening again. Like, oh, there's cars on track. Like, oh, hear the roar of the engines again. It's not. And then the real slam bang start is Daytona. So I think you make a great point there, Zach. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, dang, you're right.
Right.
Like,
it's the whole week is a build-up. Everything, each event gets more intense than the last.
Right.
And that's like, I think that's just where we have to set our expectations with the Clash is the Clash of Daytona. It's the start of the week. We're just kicking off. We're just getting cars on track, especially now that we don't have practice anymore.
Right.
It's a great chance to just see cars going in circles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
That's honestly a great question. We spent a lot of time on that, which is perfect.
Yeah.
So we got some F1 news. I'm going to let somebody else take this because I know nothing F1 because it's boring as fuck.
They're a bunch of communists.
Actually, no. Hold on. I'm not even going to do that. We had another big NASCAR news that we just completely forgot on our show doc.
The
NASCAR documentary.
Not Haley Deegan, Natalie Decker's sponsor. You see that tweet?
Yeah.
No.
Somebody asked her.
Cass has OnlyFans?
No. He has that N29 sponsor, I guess, now. And then somebody tweeted at Natalie Decker. And she said that there's snakes out here and stealing sponsors. She's implying Kaz Gralla.
I didn't quit. There's a lot of snakes in this sport. I'm not the first driver in the sport to get a sponsorship stolen. I want to be in the car as much as possible, working every day to find sponsors for 2024.
That's tough.
Where did she finish in her races last year for Alpha Prime or whatever? Like, did she even race?
Don't worry, guys. Patrick Brown's going to fund her, though.
Yeah.
It's a random guy who pays for Twitter said, if I could afford to give you what you need for a full season, I'm just a broke truck driver.
Oh my god.
With
So
first
he's
name
just
bunch
bad
of
driving
numbers.
as she is, I guess.
First name bunch of numbers. Classic tweet from a first name bunch of numbers. That's for sure.
There's a bunch of guys paying for her ride on OnlyFans. So
Yeah.
Wink.
yeah. There's
Anyway,
no
were
way,
you
Joe.
actually
It's
gonna say?
happening.
Sorry.
She's actually got an OnlyFans. So what I was gonna say is we forgot about it because it's been a whole like week and a half. NASCAR documentary came out on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
we did not talk about that.
We did not because we streamed earlier.
Mhm.
I know Zach's watched it. I've watched it. I don't know about Austin or Joe, but
I've been a bad NASCAR fan recently. I've not paid Daddy Netflix for a subscription since they stripped sharing passwords. So I just need to buckle up and pay for 1 month because it's going to take me like a day to watch it. So
There's only 5 episodes, so yeah, it won't take long.
exactly, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll
watch it in
them
the
out,
night.
so. Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty good though. I've heard good things from
It's amazing.
from NASCAR fans and from like casual fans. Like none of my like non-NASCAR fan friends have watched it. It's not quite Drive to Survive levels, or people are just kind of watching it. But even then, I feel like it took Drive to Survive a couple seasons for people to really get into it. Plus, I feel like there weren't any stigmas against Formula One. Whenever it came, there was just this brand new thing. I think that's one hard thing that NASCAR's got going on with this is that I think maybe we're expecting it to be like a Drive to Survive kind of reaction, but people are already like, NASCAR's boring. Why would I even watch this? And it's like, give it a shot. This is going to show you that it's not just left turns. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it. So I think it's going to have a harder time taking off than some of these other ones. But no, definitely, I'm excited to watch it because I've heard good things from people who have watched it.
Yeah, I had a friend or guy at community group tonight say, "Oh yeah, like I watch it. I'm like on a NASCAR now." And his wife was like, "You're becoming Joe. You got into bourbon and now NASCAR." Well, I guess I'm an influencer, so
Perfect.
it worked out. NASCAR, where's my check? Where's my check, NASCAR?
Yeah, you're gonna be a NASCAR and bourbon TikTok now from now on. Okay.
Yeah,
you got to start transitioning your platform.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the first type of docu-series that's like super serious and gritty and really gets into the underbelly of the sport.
Whoa! Don't say the first. Did you not watch The Crew? Like,
I did.
Come on, dude.
Well, yeah, as intense of a documentary as that was supposed to be.
Austin Dillon show.
Yeah, dude.
And I think
come on, that's it.
I think that's sort of part of the stigma that Drake's talking about too. Is like you look at the media that's been available, the content that's been available around NASCAR, and it's always sort of been like this joke. And if you just like portray yourself as a joke all the time, it's how people are going to see you. That's why we have such a problem with the Fox broadcast because they don't treat the sport with respect. It seems like and NBC does a better job of that.
It's kind of sound like what's his name on Twitter right now, Zach, Mr. Anti-Talladega Nights. Is that Brian Murphy? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with Talladega Nights type stuff, but we never had the balance. It was always just the goofy. We didn't have like both. So this was a great look. I think this is finally something to show how awesome our race car drivers are, how awesome our athletes are, why it can be so exciting, and all the motions and everything at stake. And it was awesome. I mean, I don't know. It was just really good. I was very, very happy with it.
I had a couple complaints, but I loved it.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, you said the same thing. The first 2 episodes were a little heavy on.
It was a little Denny
Hamlin, and Bubba, which I think they know what they were doing there, but at the same time, it's like half the fans are gonna just instantly shut this off and not give it a shot. Which after the first 2 episodes, and even I think the second half of the second episode, it opened up to the other drivers. I mean, I think it was like the 4th episode by the first time you saw Christopher Bell.
Yeah, well, they didn't follow.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't follow all the drivers, which
they picked who they thought would either have, I'm guessing, have a very interesting story or make a really deep run, potential playoff or champion run. And I don't know, they just made a few choices based off that. 'Cause, I mean, they didn't follow Kyle Busch, they didn't follow Brad Keselowski. There's a bunch of them they didn't follow.
McDowell,
yeah, they didn't get McDowell or Stenhouse.
Yep.
I mean, they with Drive to Survive. I don't know how many of y'all like watch it. They do kind of follow different drivers every season to a degree. So
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do next year.
Right. I could see
Like
them switching over and mixing it up a little bit for sure. But yeah.
So from the sounds of it, they might be already recording a whole season.
That'd be cool.
Which
I mean, I'd love to
I'm
see
all
that.
for.
Especially
But
at
I
least
think
maybe
we're
not necessarily the whole season, but like at least like the last few weeks leading up to the playoff cut.
Yeah.
You know, sort of expand on that a little bit because they talked about like I think they pick up the show like Daytona running for the last playoff spots, and that's sort of where the story picks up. So I mean, even if you just went like 4 or 5 weeks out from that, I think it'd be really good.
Yeah. Yeah. They talked about Daytona and like the Ty Gibbs and who's
Bubba.
the other person? Bubba. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see them open it up to the full season again. You don't have to follow every driver. You do it kind of like Drive to Survive, where you pick 5 drivers or something like that are. I mean, we know who's going to be in the playoffs, right? Just pick a couple of them, follow them for the season. I think that'd be awesome because what we saw in the last 10 races on the documentary was great. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. But I think the biggest thing that we need to talk about is episode 2, 34 and a half minutes in. I'm in the fucking documentary. We made it, boys.
Baby, we did
He
it.
takes up like 4 pixels of the screen. It's great.
Squint and like kind of tilt your head to the side. You can tell it's him. It's great.
Yeah, 100%.
Great marketing.
The best part is like the first 2 episodes, me and the girlfriend are watching them, we're just both like leaning in, like looking for us. And then after we saw it, and like we're all excited for a couple minutes, and we're like, we're not paying attention to this at all anymore. Like, but, no,
Really
I'm so happy. Like the 5 seconds of fame I got there.
It's giving Monsters Inc. Whenever Mike Wazowski keeps covering up with the logos. Like, oh my gosh. He's like, Mike, I was on TV.
That's great.
Me and Joe kept trying to get in shots when we were in Darlington, but they recognized us and they're like, oh shoot, that's a direct competitor for this. As being another main NASCAR media outlet. So they cut all our clips. I guess you were far enough back. I think they didn't recognize you. So you're able to sneak it in there. So up yours, Netflix. All right.
I will say they did a really good job at taking all the white vest workers out.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think there was 2 in the whole show. And I'm just like, damn. So, but no, I loved it. I want more. You know, the 5 isn't enough for me. So hopefully they do it again.
Well, I think because you said they were at Media Day, weren't they, for NASCAR this year? Because they were posting their own gifts of Media Day stuff. So
so who knows what they're doing? But it was definitely successful. I mean, they were number 5 trending on Netflix.
Yeah,
for that
I think
show.
got up to 3 from what I saw.
I think it was 3 in Canada or something like that. I forget. I don't know. But either
God
whatever.
bless the Canadians.
Yeah, I guess we should be racing there. It was great. It was great to see. They did a great job with it, and I'm really hoping they do a season 2.
Current as of last week, it was 9 on TV in the United States for Netflix. So we're in there.
I'd like a little higher than that.
Related.
Beat out Young Sheldon season 1. Suck
Look
it,
at
Young
that.
Sheldon.
Get fucked.
In related streaming news, I did finish all of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia last night.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Officially caught up and waiting for new episodes. So get on that, please.
Best episode. The gang gets addicted to crack.
Great episode.
Like
the boat episode is up there for me because of the implication. What other one was good? There's so many good ones, but those are definitely shining stars. Great show, must watch.
Yep. All right, back to the F1 stuff. You guys can take this. I'm out.
Ooh, so F1, way to stay relevant all of this past week. So the thing that they kicked it off with, the FIA turned down Andretti for 2026, right? And said, come back in 2 more years. So, Zach, I know you would love to talk about this. Please hear your opinions.
On what? F1 sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
that's pretty much it.
I mean, F1 wants American money. They don't want American teams, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not very attached to F1. I don't know much about it. I watch 2-3 races a year. But what it seems like to me is it's a money thing. Like teams don't want to divide the money up.
Yeah.
To what, another 11th team? Like there's 10 teams, right? They don't want to divide up to 11.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure they got their reasons, and I'm sure they're really valid and great reasons.
Yeah, I mean, one of their main reasons.
One
of their main reasons they listed is just that the Andretti brand would not bring anything to F1. F1 would just bring value to the Andretti brand. Because I know Andretti's like a name not really many people know. Not many people are. I mean, when you're talking about like Gene Haas, you know what I mean? He's like way up here, and then you have Andretti, who's maybe more like here. Right, exactly. It's a clear difference. It's a very valid reason as to why. No, but I think that was that specific reason was one of the big things they brought up. Is like, what are you talking about? That Andretti is not going to bring,
and they're just coming in with with some small American auto manufacturer. I don't think Kid Alaka or something like that. I don't think anybody's ever heard of that.
No, it's like catalytic converter or something like
Catalina,
that.
I think,
Catalina wine mixer, I think was the name.
Some no-name American manufacturer that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I get
no, it's Cadillac.
Can you imagine NASCAR just like outright telling a team, no, we don't want you here?
Well, that's because they're not the pinnacle of motorsports,
right?
The funniest reason was like, oh, we don't think they'll be competitive. Well, it's like no shit, but I think they'll beat Haas, they'll beat Williams.
Have you seen your grid and how little it changes from qualifying?
They'll be competitive. They won't be one of the 3 teams that's actually competitive.
It's Red Bull and then Mercedes, Ferrari, and everybody else.
This coming from a series who has had the same guy win every race for 2 years.
I mean, look, have you seen that graphic that's literally shows lays out all the race winners, and it's like Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull. It's like, oh yeah, super competitive series, guys. Really,
oh man, you guys got it.
Yeah. Calling F1 the pinnacle of motorsport is a slap in the face to the rest of motorsports because it is so far from that. I'm not denying that it takes massive skill to drive those cars. But you know what else takes massive skill to drive? Literally any other top level motorsport takes the same skill to drive. So I'm so fed up with them calling themselves a pinnacle of motorsport whenever it's literally up there is the most boring motorsport to watch. And I'm so glad that American fans are finally catching on after actually sitting down and watching a season, after watching the drama fest, this Drive to Survive, and realizing, actually, this kind of sucks. This is really boring. No one's passed anyone the whole race. And Max Verstappen won again after qualifying first.
Whoa! No way. Hands down the worst top tier motorsport for a racing product.
Yeah,
hands down the worst. NASCAR's better, IMSA's better, WEC's better, IndyCar's
better.
Fucking Mazdas are better.
Yeah, MX5 Cup.
MX5 Cup's so good.
MX5 Cup is miles better, and it's a freaking Mazda. Are you kidding me?
And they'll throw in a curveball every now and then, and Max will start third, and he'll still win.
Oh, he'll lead by the second.
I would legitimately rather watch. I think I see TikToks every now and then of those RC car races. I'd rather watch that shit. Those are more competitive.
Dude, you ever see them? You ever see them Hot Wheels races on YouTube? I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And I'll say all this, and I'll still wake up and watch a Formula One race because it's something. I'm a sucker for an early morning sporting event. That's why I've loved soccer so much recently. Something about getting up at 7 or 8 on a
early start times NASCAR.
Right. Have a 7 on a Saturday, getting a cup of coffee, laying on the couch.
It's nice.
As you wake up is great.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wake up and watch a Formula One race, and then I'll fall back asleep by lap 20 and wake up at the checkered flag, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's why I watch Monaco. I picked the most boring race of the year to be loyal to, but I love, and I think this is right. And I think really what F1 is it's an event. People feel it's just this big, and I think that's what NASCAR is chasing, that feel of just this bigness, this big event that people get excited for. Because nobody cares about the Formula One racing product. Yeah. It's just the glitz and glamour and technology and all that stuff that makes it exciting and interesting.
That's what I've always said. Sorry, go ahead.
But for me, just to your point, Monaco, I like it for the event. It's a historical event. There's a deep history there. It's the big day, with Monaco, Indy, and the Coke 600, and it's just the start of it and all that stuff. Getting up, getting your coffee, getting a plate of eggs, and sitting there and watching racing is pretty cool. It's just, and I'd probably give Formula One some slack. They weren't so stuck up about it. Like you said, like we're the best of motorsports has to offer in the world. No, you're not. You suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
I'll still watch Monaco because, like you said, that's just like that's what you do on that day. You watch Monaco, and that race is boring as hell. But and other incredibly big F1 news, Lewis Hamilton.
It's
what's up?
Wait, I thought you were going to the next one. Incredibly big.
Oh.
Well, no, we'll get to that one. But Lewis Hamilton, we're going in order here. So Lewis Hamilton, like the next day,
I 1000% believe that Formula One told Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton to drop this news now because they wanted to change the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean they just so happened to randomly announce this the day after the Andretti
the 7-time champion switching teams?
No.
With?
Yeah. Lewis to Ferrari, which means Carlos Sainz is out. So that was a big news. Apparently, I think from what I saw, like Mercedes wasn't willing to give him a long contract, and I forget if it was like ownership or like a partner. I don't know what they call it, but Ferrari's like, we'll give you literally whatever you want. And he's like, okay.
I cannot wait.
Like the brand ambassador.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for all of the radio communication from Lewis this next season, though, because he's going to be giving those engineers just absolutely every piece of his mind about any kind. But I think honestly, it's kind of what Ferrari needs is a guy who can kind of call his own shots on strategy, who knows more than his engineers know, sharing all this data and actually make push back when he's like, wait, why am I pitting right now? Like, I'm not going to pit actually. So I think that's almost honestly what they need to kind of help them. But it's going to be some entertaining radio calls for sure. More entertaining than the racing itself, which is a low bar, but it will be.
Yep. As a Ferrari fan, I have had to watch them. I have watched several races where they just, no, we don't want to win today.
We're good.
What's the fun in that?
We'll take 18th.
Yeah, that's better.
So yeah, big news, silly season already underway for next year, and then the next news came out. The big news is Christian Horner is under investigation for inappropriate conduct within the Red Bull organization. So I saw that it was his management style, but apparently there were some.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
We really don't know.
Rumor, speculation.
Yes, speculation. Allegedly. Well, be clear. I saw. He had a rough management style. Other people saw a certain style of pictures were exchanged.
To be fair, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. Maybe his harsh management style was, "Hey, if you fuck up, I'm sending you a picture of my."
It could be.
That could be. So,
illicit pics to a coworker.
But I saw today he's still like working as normal. So who knows? And it's until proven guilty. So we'll see what happens with that.
The investigation's ongoing. It's supposed to be done this week.
Soon. Yeah, can be done soon.
Supposedly somebody at Red Bull asked him to step down. Like there's a lot of like just like random rumors going on. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not. Nobody knows. Just making shit up on the internet, which I love doing. So I support it.
Yeah, we'll find out in a couple of days. And then the last, I did see this, that they're trying to do a Chicago street race, which they got to copy NASCAR because we're the pinnacle of motorsport over here in America. So that'll be interesting. But I don't know what else I saw that they're wanting like a 10-year deal, and Chicago doesn't want to do that. So who knows what'll happen with that.
I don't get why they keep adding American races.
Yeah, but not
because America.
Because they want the American dollar.
Yeah.
They want the American sponsors. They want the American viewers, but we don't want American teams.
Nope.
True.
Yep.
Bunch of communists.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's all the F1 news.
A little sidebar on that. Supposedly in F1, I saw somewhere Chicago says it could not handle both F1 and NASCAR.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
it is something to watch, because who knows what that could mean for the NASCAR race that's going to be there.
I mean, end of the day, they're going to cut NASCAR over F1 if F1's want to shell out.
It doesn't sound like
be there.
I don't think this NASCAR Chicago race lives very long. To be honest with you,
It's
it
the
just
final
sounds
year.
like. Is it? Well, I thought they had like a 3-year deal or something like that.
They're gonna.
I thought it was like the
Chicagoland.
first year with the option to do like 3 or 4 or something like that. I can't remember, but I don't think they're gonna pursue. What I'm saying is, I think after this year, NASCAR is just gonna let it go.
I mean, they've already told NASCAR they need what I think it was $4 million more for them to hold it.
The
So
city just doesn't want us there. Like it's just they keep fighting.
Which is weird because it was a great fucking
It was a great
race
event.
last year, and people are gonna go
Politicians
this
being
year,
out of
but
touch of what people want.
Yeah.
No way. That's hard to believe.
No way.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. But I mean, I think they just need to go over there. Hey, you saw our race for a couple years. Go over there, that oval down there in Chicagoland, and we'll open that back up.
Yeah.
You know, take whatever money you're going to get in the city of Chicago, put it in Chicagoland, and open it back up. Job done.
Yeah. Last piece of news I wanted to point out: MSG is gone. Motorsports Games bankrupt.
what?
See ya. Yeah,
That's
they're
a
gone.
thing? Where's
Yeah.
that at?
they're
Oh my
officially
God.
gone.
I think so.
Like,
right?
dead?
Pretty sure.
Let me
Where's
see.
that at?
Oh, we talked about this last week.
Oh, you
did
did? Oh.
Yeah,
All right, never mind.
I don't remember talking about that.
yeah, we talked
Oh.
about Brandon said stuff,
Uh,
but yeah, we're happy
but-
about it.
Don't they have a game coming out, that Le Mans Ultimate or whatever?
It's supposed to be.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be coming
allegedly.
out.
I think one of two things are going to happen. Either A, it doesn't release. B, it's going to be a hot pile of dog shit.
I kind of want to get it if it does release.
Or
It's just-
they'll make it a beta so it can be a hot pile dog shit, but they can say, "Oh, it's a beta. We're still working on it."
I bet you they're going to
Well-
charge like $80 for it too.
Yeah.
They're R Factor 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But-
yeah, so it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
recoded R Factor
Yeah.
and graphics.
true.
That's what it's gonna be.
I think I've heard too that like no one's even working on
That's
that.
what the
game.
IndyCar game was supposed to be, and look where
Yeah.
that went.
Yeah, true.
And IndyCar is no longer redacted on iRacing, so there you go.
I'm
Yep,
excited
we're
for
back.
Indy 500. That's going to be fun.
We're back,
I
boys.
can't wait to wreck out on lap 6. I'm excited.
We
I
run
know.
a Daytona
Right.
500 next week.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm down. When does my iRacing subscription expire? Because I only renewed
Oh
it for this.
shit, we can't. Hmm.
What?
What are we gonna do? We're gonna do a podcast Thursday, or are we gonna run the Indy 500?
85.
I'll probably-
This is
You're talking about
NIS.
You're talking
No.
about
Yeah.
Daytona.
We're talking about
Daytona
Indy.
500. Daytona
Daytona.
500. My bad. Yeah.
I'm
I'll
not
probably
gonna
be a
run
weekend
Thursday.
runner.
Yeah, I'm not running Thursday. I'll probably
No,
do
what's gonna-
Saturday morning.
What's
Or,
going to happen if I run the
Saturday
Indy
afternoon.
500 is I'll get to like 75% of the race, and then some BS will wreck me out. I'm like, oh, there goes 2 hours of my day.
No, what I'll do is what I do every year is I'll be driving around on lap 4 or 5. I'll look at my in-car adjustments. I'll say, "Ooh, weight checker. What does that do?"
yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
instant.
That's what happens every year. I try to like adjust the car with the in-car adjustments, and I just die. Don't press that
Let's see.
button.
I've run it twice. The first time I had really good fuel strategy. I was the only one that could make it on like one stop, and my internet went out. So that was pretty
that
cool.
the one weren't we in one
Yeah.
together? Is that the one?
Yeah, it was me, you, and Jabo. And I
Yeah.
remember Jabo was like, "Oh fuck, he can make it," and like then my internet went out.
Yep.
And then the other one, I think I was in with you too, where first caution, I'm fucking off reading my stream chat.
Yeah, I
and
remember that. Yep.
Nail the wall head on
Yeah.
and ended like 3 laps into the race. But
Yeah. Classic.
yeah. So, all right, let's move on. We got one more brand new segment.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boomer
Drum roll.
comments
We gotta-
of the week.
We need a drum roll. We need a soundbite for this segment.
See, yeah,
We'll do that in
got
post.
sound bites.
Editor, edit that in for me. Thanks.
Yeah.
And break.
We'll just use
When it
this.
come, Oh.
So thank you, Zach. Or we could do this.
I'd love to give you that. A new car!
We're getting a new car.
That's good.
Uh,
New car. New
so
segment.
yeah. Yep. Boomer comment of the week. This week it's going to Chris, who responded to a Denny Hamlin, "I beat your favorite driver." Chris says, "You didn't actually. Chase was nowhere in contention. You were still the same hack, Hamlin."
No.
So-
Can you pull that back up? Actually, I'm going to read this correctly.
Yep.
what's that extra N? I think you was dropping.
Yeah, hon.
Yeah. It's the Larson fan also.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
You didn't actually Chase was nowhere in contention. You were still the same hack, Hamlin. There you go.
Perfect.
There's
Thank
literally
you,
no
Chris.
punctuation. It's all one sentence, so you have to read it as such. So
Sorry.
that's the only way I will read Cooper comments.
So because his driver was slow and just sucked, he didn't beat him.
Self-burn.
Yes.
Truly a self-burn.
Like I saw,
well, joke's
like,
on you. My
Jesus
driver went
Christ.
down 20 laps before you won.
So somehow that negates the fact that you beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't actually beat him. He actually lost it himself. So
all four brain cells just fighting like hell to make a valid point.
Two of them are focused on hating
pastime.
Bubba Wallace. One of them is focused on Denny Hamlin and being a Chase Elliott fan, and then the fourth one is focused on breathing. And then there you
go. Yeah. So that's a new segment. I've been having a lot of fun reading them, like literally sitting on my breaks, going through them and just laughing.
Great segments will never run out. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it won't. It won't. Every week. It's so bad. It's so bad, and they're so racist.
Always.
But on that note, I got nothing else. You guys ready to close it out? We'll be back.
Yeah.
Another day.
We're doing our Survivor. We're doing Survivor picks. Is that not a thing?
Oh, we did talk about it. I guess we can do it. Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Oh, excuse me.
Is this
Zach,
for
lead
the
it
clash?
off.
Is this for duels or?
Yes, it's for the Clash.
Wait, what?
What?
Nothing. It's
No,
ridiculous.
It's for the 500.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So Survivor pool, basically, just like any other Survivor pool, we each get to pick who we think is going to win or do the best for that week. Once we pick that driver for the regular season, we cannot pick them again until playoffs, where we reset. And whenever you win that week, you also get a playoff bonus point. And then what do? We reset. We reset points, but add in the bonus points. Is that what we do?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yep. Last season's winner was Mr. Austin Drake. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
No.
I think Andrew won.
What?
Yeah.
I thought Drake won.
No, I definitely
won because I had a great run, and then I just.
Oh, yeah. All I know is I finished so bad.
So I haven't told anybody, but this year the winner will get from me their favorite driver's car, a 124 scale. So we have a prize.
A prize on the line.
Yep. So on that note,
Andrew's just looking for an excuse to buy himself a new diecast.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we go 2 years in a row.
I actually bought a Michael McDowell one today, so it's a Love's 34.
Yeah, it is. I got one of those.
On that note, I'm gonna do my pick, Noah Gragson.
Ooh,
Noah
the 10 car. I mean,
All
what's the worst that happens? I'm not gonna use him through the season.
Yeah, that's true.
Average finish of 29th or something like that is rookie season. So,
all right, who we got next?
I think Drake will be next.
It's me, fellas. Should be no surprise. Same pick as last year.
McDowell
with the race win diecast. We're gonna buy another one this year after he wins. So go ahead and throw that on there for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to buy another one because I can't give you the same diecast.
It's fine. I'll take 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep one on my desk at work. How about that?
There you go.
Joseph, who you taking?
I am gonna stick with the FRM and go with I'm blanking. Todd Gilliland. Also, Zane Smith is on their 8.
What? Hold on a second. Establishing some things. Yeah, I'm working on things.
Good.
Judging me by my sheet. Right. All right, so Todd Gilliland. Who do I want?
Gilliland.
I'm gonna go Harrison Burton.
Ooh, yeah. Probably won't pick him throughout the year, so
nope.
There you go.
Yeah, good one to use him on.
He's gonna win. It's always the throwaway picks. It's always the throwaway.
Always
pick.
Is.
Oh, mine was a throwaway.
Yeah, true. Mine's not. I'm using my best pick first.
Zach, I was saying, you do know you have Zane Smith on there twice, right?
Shut up, Joe. You make the sheet. Where do I have him twice?
Oh yeah, 71 and 71.
Yeah,
I'm all around Carson. Me and Zach's new favorite driver.
That'd be a good pick, actually. But
You actually get
Too
him
late.
twice, so pick Zane.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. That's in. Episode done. Catch us
All
next
right.
Thursday night. Thursday. Date change. We'll be doing it either after the second race or during one of them. About 9:30 Eastern. So
About, yeah.
I didn't.
About.
look for us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
It's all in the outro.
Yeah. Is it?
Actually, no, it's not, because I guess we got to update it. Because
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Jeez, you ruined his
Damn it,
whole
Sam.
thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
Throw
fuck
this
it.
episode away.
It's in the
Start
outro.
over. From the top.
Yep. No. We're done. We're done.
we do need to make a new outro, I guess, though, which is the most infuriating thing in the
All
world.
right, guys, I got it. I will do it live. We'll do it live. Here it is.
Do it live. Ready?
Thanks for listening to the Green White Checker podcast featuring Andrew, Austin, Zach, and Joe. Be sure to follow us on our socials at the GWC Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, and what's the freaking Republican ass?
Truth.
Yeah, that's not it. Is that the name of it?
I
They're
think
like Republican
True
Twitter.
Social.
True
True
Social.
Social.
That's a
Yeah.
Donald Trump thing, I think.
Yeah, True Social.
We're not on that, I don't think, though.
Yeah, don't actually.
We need to
follow
make
us on
a-
there.
Set it up.
You said
We need to make a True Social account.
Google
and have
Plus.
the wall picture.
and LinkedIn. Be sure to join us next week at the same time, same place, and listen to us on our favorite platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can find your favorite podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the GWC podcast.
For frequency's sake.
Shout out to and on For Frequency's Sake, our parent company, a Johnson and Johnson company, a Disney company.
Okay, bye.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mm. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Green White Checker podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. For more from the boys and the podcast, be sure to follow us on Twitter at the GWC Pod for the podcast, at Biggles TV for Zach, at ShakenDrake_TTV for Austin, at Picks by Fitz for Andrew, and at J_Sully10 for Joe. Head over to thegwcpod.com to submit a question for our OnlyFans segment. Thanks again for listening, and we hope to catch you again next episode.